Hi, we're going to show you how easy it is to organize or promote your existing block watch or neighborhood watch in your neighborhood, or wherever that may be. Now first, what you want to do is we're at the website communityguide.ca. This is a free information sharing resource. Okay, so there's no catch here. This is actually free. What we want to do is that we want to first create an account. So you go in here where it says sign in. We click up at the top right corner and we want to create a new account. Okay? So we click on create a new account. First thing you see is username. Now username, that can be whatever it is you select. It's your handle. Now it's important that you know that there's no personal information required with our website, and no information will ever be sold or shared with any other third party. Okay, you're safe for that. All that we need from you is an email address, obviously, and then your username. Okay, now I already have a username, so myself I'm logging in because I've already created an account. My username, or one of them here, is level 1. Okay, and I guess I won't be sharing my password with you. Now once we do that, we want to go to the community that we want to create the group in. Okay, the neighborhood that you live in. Now we're gonna pick Falls Creek. That's the neighborhood that just hosted the Olympics 1 year ago, so that seems relevant. So we're gonna start typing in Falls Creek. And fortunately, we have a neighborhood for a community guide for Falls Creek. Now, this community guide is set up to host groups both on the city level and on the neighborhood level. So we have a Vancouver community guide, but we also have one for one of the many neighborhoods that exist within Vancouver, and in this case, it's Falls Creek. Okay? Just so you understand. So now we're at the home page of Falls Creek Community Guide. And here, this is a free information sharing resource for the neighborhood of Falls Creek. So they can enter, Falls Creek residents can enter events, form whatever groups they want, enter their community association, post classifieds, and so on. But we're going to stick to the topic of hand. We're going to create a group for a block watch. So what we want to do is we're going to scroll down to the main menu to where it says groups, and we're going to click on this. Okay? What's going to pop up is a little tab that says add your group here for free. So we want that because free is good, and we want some organizational help. So we're going to name this group Block Watch. Now I understand that Block Watch actually caters to, in most cases, a much smaller area than, for example, all of Falls Creek. There could be 6 block watches within Falls Creek, so you might want to name your group something more specific. In fact, now that I think about it, let's call it Olympic Village. Let's dream that we can afford to live in the Olympic Village. Here you see a section that is group type. We've got it divided into two, both if it's a community group or a community association. The association is really more for larger organizations or associations that are more official. We're just a group. Okay, so we're just going to leave it as that as the default. Next we see a section for files. Now we're going to ignore this, but maybe for a block watch, maybe there are a number of documents that you have that have information about a boat block watch. Maybe there's applications and so on that you can put in here. Actually, an application for a block watch, that makes sense. The only thing is, of course, you don't want anybody to be filling out any personal information and sharing that through this site. Of course, this is not to give crooks an advantage. This is to give the residents an advantage by improving your communication. Okay? So you can enter in a document if you want, provided it's something, of course, that is not personal or confidential. Down here we have a description. So obviously you are a block watch for the Olympic Village. Excuse my typing. I'm just a horrible typer, as you can tell. Anyway, so we're just going to move on and just leave that as it is before I embarrass myself further. Now, what you can do if you already have some information about your group somewhere else, maybe on an existing website, and you're using our services just to promote your website, that's fine. So you can copy and paste that information, or if you have other documents. So that's what we're doing here. So I'm going to post information about Block Watch. Okay, I think that's very important because it's really surprising how few people really understand what's involved with a block or neighborhood watch. So many people think that if you to join up that you have to do shifts, and you have to be walking the neighborhood 2 hours a week with a flashlight, when that's simply not the case. At least I don't believe it's the case. Okay, correct me if I'm wrong. So we can put that information. Now you can add a link to your site here. You can bold different characters. There's some editing capability that you can do within this information area. Okay. Now we're going to scroll down. We're going to enter the city that you live in, and this is again is just for a little bit of search engine optimization to make it easier for people to find you. Now here's a spot for you to put in a logo or a picture of your group. Okay, in this situation I happen to have a logo for Blockwatch, so we're going to load this up. So once we find it from your computer, then you can just click upload and that'll load up for you. Well, we're in the province of British Columbia. Okay, now here's an important part. This is the membership request. This gives you the ability to choose how you want to accept memberships. Because once we form this group, when people go to this group, let's say they're surfing at the Falls Creek Community website and they click on groups, they want to see, well, I live in Falls Creek now, I want to see what's available. They're going to stumble across your Blockwatch, and there's going to be a prompt that's going to say join this group. Now, do you want to let anybody join your group, or would you like some control over who can join your group? So if we leave it open, that means anybody can click on and join in on your group. Now for a Blockwatch, this is something specific. I think you probably want to moderate this. Okay, so what that means is that membership requests must be approved, and who they must be approved by is whoever the administrator is. So that's the person who created this group. So whoever creates this Blockwatch group, you are automatically the administrator. You're the person who has complete control over the editing and the features of your group hosting website. Okay, so that means to accept them, they must be approved. And then all we have to do now is just save, and you're set. Your group is created. Now you have a great resource to help organize, communicate, and promote your crime fighting in your neighborhood. So here's the information which can let your neighbors know exactly what's involved with your neighborhood Blockwatch. This is great for someone moving into the area that has no idea that one even exists, right? So they can find out, well, there is a Blockwatch, where, what are the geographic areas of it, what's involved, and so on. Now you can post blogs, you can post events. Maybe you guys make it more sociable. I mean, groups are a lot more fun if you have some kind of annual events. Discussions, there's a spot for discussions. So if you want to post a discussion, all you need to do is click on discussions and post the discussion. Okay, to get back to the home page of your group, you just click on the name of your group. Now your blogs and your discussions will appear down here in a group blog and group discussions. There's also a group news section as well. We even have a section for documents. That would be some of the files if you have larger documents, or like we discussed earlier, if you have an application for membership. Okay, news, place to post photos if you have some photos of maybe of the Blockwatch members. And then here's a spot, members here. Now this would just be your username. So if you feel comfortable to put your real name there, that's up to you. Okay, so that's there for you. Now the ways you can help promote it. Now obviously right off the top of the mark is that you're now posted within your community website. So it's going to be a lot easier for people who are searching online, for people to find out, is there a Blockwatch in this neighborhood? I'm interested in moving to this neighborhood. I'd like to know. Or I'm new in this neighborhood. Who has it organized? I don't know. Okay, so that information is going to be easier to find. But if you already know a couple neighbors and you want to pass on that information, well, then you just scroll over here to tell a friend. Maybe you have their email address. Maybe you have their Facebook. So you can click on and you can email, hey, I've just created this Blockwatch group. We're organizing a Blockwatch. Would you like to join? Everything is completely confidential. No personal information is going to be sold or shared. And you're fine. And that's important that you know that at communityguide.ca, no information is ever sold or shared to any third parties, okay? And we're not going to be spamming you or contacting you with sales pitches and so on, okay? This is a completely free resource made for the community, okay? So you can use this to promote your group. And after that, I would say if you have any other questions, you can contact us at info@communityguide. But other than that, our goal is to help you fight crime and help to build a stronger community. So we wish you the best of luck.